disappeared off the internet after I broke up with my 10-year-long relationship boyfriend. Whatever the hell that means. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. Broke up with my boyfriend, moved in with my best friend, lived with my best friend for about, I think it was 8 months. Now we're both moved out and I'm in my own apartment. It's been a journey. Still my best friend. Okay? There was lead in our pipes. It was a freaking expensive thing. And I fell off the internet, babe. Money wasn't coming in. Just so you know. I don't know why I got aggressive about that. It's like totally not your fault. Anyway, moral of the story. I broke up with someone after 10 years. Was it weird? Yeah. Have a few people been like, wow, you made a big mistake? Not really. Obviously, after I broke up with him, I felt a little more comfortable to like say things he put me through, like to talk about like, oh, this is like something that happened in our relationship. I think that's common in like really toxic, much music, a relationship. So I never really came on here and said that the guy I was with was actually the same guy that cheated on me with my best friend until I broke up with him. No, that was not the same best friend I just lived with. This was years ago. It also wasn't Tegan. She's also still my best friend. Ultimately, I was with someone who did not want to let me live. He didn't want to let me travel. He didn't want to let me have friends. He didn't want to let me do anything. He wanted to clip my wings. He wanted to put shekels at my feet. He also liked to punch walls. Even after he stopped punching walls for a couple years, he just did not want to let me shine. He wanted me to be a housewife, essentially. And I just wasn't willing to do that for him. To the point where I planned a trip to Rome for the first time. I made it back to the homeland, baby. Brought him along with me. I literally said so many times, please don't propose to me here. Please don't propose to me here. I planned this trip. I made this happen. I just want to enjoy my time here and not worry about getting proposed to. And in my head, that was like totally normal. Like, you don't want to get proposed to, but you still want to be with this guy, clearly. Then he proposed and I said no. I got pregnant. And then I said no. Actually, Mother Nature said no, but I was also saying no. You know what I mean? And I thought to myself, what are all these signs pointing towards? Probably pointing towards the fact that I don't want to be with him. Probably pointing towards anti-committal, and I hate his squats. I decided to leave and move in with my best friend, and it would be a great idea, and I'd be so over it. And I was. I started to think in my little gaslit, manipulated brain, did I do something wrong? Was I the bad one? Was I terrible for staying even though I knew I was no longer in love? And that's the reality of life. Someone could be terrible to you, and you do have to just accept that you could have been terrible too. This past 8 months has just been me forgiving myself, learning new habits, learning how to love and be loved properly, correctly, doing things that feel good. I wish I could say like breaking up with someone you know you want to break up with is just like, boom, it's over with. The battle is accepting things you've done wrong, learning where you could have gone better. Because even if you're in a really toxic relationship, the odds that you also have now developed toxic traits are like really high. Learning how to set boundaries, learning how to communicate, learning how to literally let someone care about you. It's like all new, you know? So going through a breakup is like totally stressful, not for the reasons that you'd think. Not heartbroken. I don't miss him. But there's parts of me now that feel permanently changed. It's like a ghost in your life, like haunting you. If I get excited about something, sometimes I'll shut myself up because I'm so used to shutting myself up with that person. And I'm having to remind myself, just talk about it. Set the boundary. Just say no, you know? Anyways, I am back on the internet. How about that? It was a little crazy, but I'm feeling like a recovered queen. A lot of growth has happened. A lot of change has happened. So yeah, I don't know. If you're going through a breakup, I love you. Do the right thing. And don't let people be like, oh, but I miss him. How about balls? Eat them. You know?
Story time on how I got banned from seeing my therapist. My favorite. Ignore my voice right now. I know I sound sick, but this story makes me feel even sicker. So let's get into it. I know you're probably thinking right now, banned from your therapist? I've heard from getting banned from, Target, where you go into the perfume aisle and then you come back and your pockets are filled. It's the pay nothing, get it all free deal. Nope. I got banned from my therapist. The girl that I would sit, look at her dead in her eyes, and trauma dump to. So it all starts, when does it start? High school. As you guys probably know from other story times of my past, high school me was a whole different version of me. That wasn't Dylan anymore. That was Delilah/Demon. Ripped jeans at 6 a.m. It tells it all, okay? It's safe to say my only battle wasn't just with school and the people at my school. I was also having a war within my family. I love to beef with everybody. It was equal opportunities for me, right? If I saw you and you did not smile at me, right? Ooh, I'm ready to rumble, right? Granted, in high school, I got along with a lot of fucking people. I was friends with most fucking people. But when I would come home and I would start, being around my family and stuff, I said, all right, round 2. Smackdown. That's a whole nother story. That's probably like an 80-part story of my whole family lore. But besides the point, trouble was happening at Paradise, if you even want to call it Paradise. It was Mexico after a tsunami. That's what it felt like to me. Besides the point, love my family now, but at the time, I just felt like it was a war on me. I feel like a lot of high school people feel like this too. Like, you get home from school and then, like, your parents say one thing and it's, watch this magic trick, watch me, I'm Houdini, I'm gonna make you poof. Like, I'm not in the... So, Granted, I started bickering with my family a lot at the time, and I was living with my dad in this era, so the beef was pretty good, and I was, equal opportunity here. I can beef with you. Kate plus 8, get them all. Basically, there was one situation where, like, it blew up, like, it's a long-ass story, but basically, me and my dad get into a huge fucking fight. Did I feel valid? Absolutely. Was I valid? I think so. But we were, like, beefing about this one topic a lot. And this was, like, for years. We were beefing about, like, a whole topic. It was a lot going on in the family structure. Okay. Besides the point, was it affecting me? Like, not a lot, but, like, I was getting irritated. Like, I'd come home and then we'd start beefing. And just, it was a lot going on at the time. So it got to a point that during one of our phone debates, this was on the phone. I lived with him. But I remember I was at a gas station. We were beefing back and forth really bad. Like, going band for band, band for band. And then finally he was like, okay, like, you want to know a magic trick? Like, you're going to therapy. And I said, do you want to know a magic trick? No, the fuck I will not. My ride's coming. I'm going to take my car and I'm going to go anywhere I want to. Granted, I had a little Nissan Versa. It probably the furthest it could get me to is like the middle of Pennsylvania, and then it would break down. Like, I would need the Amish community to help me out. Besides the point, I was like, I'm not going to a fucking therapist. Like, it's my decision, right? Like, I do what I want. At this point, I was 16. So it was like that weird age group. I think I'm like saying this right, but at least in my area, like, you couldn't force a 16-year-old to go to therapy, but like, yeah. Like, you're not a legal adult, but, like, you can't force them to go to therapy. Like, I think 16 was the threshold. Like, they decide if they want to go to therapy or not. So he was like, no, you're going to therapy. And I said, and I'm not. So he said, okay, fine. You're not going to therapy. I'm not paying for your phone anymore. Good luck, Charlie. I checked my bank account really quickly, and I saw 20 cents. I haven't gotten interest yet, right? I was expecting maybe 23 cents. Nope, just 20 cents even. In my checking account, savings had double zeros, and I said, when's the therapy appointment? I don't know why, and I'm not, like, shading therapy. Just in my head, I was like, I'm not going to fucking therapy for your reason. Like, in my head, I was like, he's trying to get me to, like, how do I describe it? Like, he wanted me to go for his reasoning. I didn't think therapy was bad, but I was like, therapy's not going to do what you want. Like, it's not going to make me do what you want to do, if that makes sense. That's the point. I'm livid, because I'm like, okay, like, now I want my phone. I want to be able to communicate with the outside world. I love to chit-chat. I love to scroll. That's my pastime, right? But if I don't go to therapy, there will be no scrolling, baby. It will be playing outside. Keep in mind, I'm 16 years old. The only thing I want to play with is Instagram. The little white borders, 2016 Tumblr era. So I'm like, all right, like, I got to make a decision. I said, all right, like, find the fucking therapist. Like, I'll just go to the first session. I'm not with it, but I'll fucking go, and I'm gonna be livid the whole time, and I will prove that this is not gonna fucking work. Anyways, he finds me a therapist very fucking quick. I think he already had, like, pie charts, and he was like, all right, bitch, like, we're setting you off here. So he was like, okay, perfect. Next week, meet here at, I think it was at, like, 4 p.m., some desolate time. He was like, meet at this building. I'm going to therapy with you, too. We're doing a collab in therapy? Okay, because, yeah, you need it too. How about, I remember the day exactly, I pull up and I had my weapon on me, right? It was a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich. I just went to Chick-fil-A. It was right up the street. I was ready. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to motorboat my sandwich the whole time. You guys can talk. And I decided that I'm going to swear to secrecy, which is not talking at all. Now, something about me, I cannot shut my fat lips. And that was my issue, like, in my day-to-day. I just cannot stop barking back. But I said, you know what? I decided that I'm not going to speak. We end up walking in, and we're, like, in the waiting room. My dad, like, does the co-payment thing, whatever, and then finally we're called to the back. So we're walking in, and I want to say the lady was about, I don't even want to call her a lady. Like, I want to call her, like, a baddie. Like, love. Like, so cute. I want to say she was, like, early 30s. Like, early 30s, late 20s. Very cute, very sweet. We walk in, and God bless her. Like, she's like, hi, guys. Like, nice to meet you guys. I'm literally, like, you would have thought I was in a coma. Like, I had no facial reaction. I was just, like, straight face. Like, like, the emoji was just, like, a plateau. Like, that was on my face. Like, there was no hi. There was nothing. Like, I just was not gonna fucking speak. And she's like, okay, so do you guys want to, like, introduce yourselves? Or, like, what's up? My dad starts on, like, barking. And, like, I'm starting to get more and more pissed because he's barking about me. Like, he's like, yeah, like, we're here because he's doing this, and this. Once again, love my dad now. But he was really just airing out my shit. I felt like I was in detention. But, like, if I left detention, my phone was gone. So, fuck, I'm stuck in detention willingly, I guess. She's like, okay, like, my dad goes on for literally, like, 20 to 30 minutes. And she's like, okay, like, what about, like, your turn? Like, Dylan, like, what about your turn? Like, nice to meet you. And I'm just, and at this point, I'm like, like, in my head, I'm like, I want to speak so bad, but I have to prove, like, this point. Like, I have to prove this point. So I'm just like, I have nothing to say. Like, I really don't want to be here, if I'm to be honest. And she's like, okay, all right. And she's like, are you sure? Like, you don't want to do a little introductory? Like, no judgment here. And I said, no. Just acting all fucking, like, innocent and shit. Just like, I'm good. Like, because you know what? Once again, I'm forced to be here. Watch this. So I remember she, like, talks to my dad for, like, about, like, 4 minutes-ish. And then she, like, looks at me and she was like, okay, like, would you want, like, your dad to leave, like, for, like, a second? Like, what do you think? You would have thought that I was, like, a victim of something. Like, I literally looked at her and I said, absolutely. Like, kick him out. Like, watch. Like, I was such a little shit, but I was like, bye. Like, how about that? Like, you're forcing me to be here. Like, get kicked out your own session. How about that? Like, watch this. You snooze, you lose. So she was like, okay, like, he is 16, so he can, like, legally make the decision if he wants you in here or not. Like, the therapy session is for him. Like, you're just in it. He doesn't want you in here, so you need to leave. My dad kind of, like, looks at me and he was like, okay. And, like, he gets up. I'm telling you, that door closes. I cannot shut my flubber lips. Like, the second, like, creak, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey, girl, so my name's Dylan. Like, this is my favorite colors. This is what I enjoy. Like, I don't enjoy this. I'm going in. Like, I'm literally going in for, I want to say, about, like, 20 to 30 to 40 fucking minutes. Like, she's not even getting a word in. Like, I'm just, like, she's giggling and shit. I'm flying with my lip. Finally, I'm mid, like, sentence, and she's like, okay, so the session's, like, wrapping up right now. Like, you know, I'm kind of paid here to be your friend. But, like, one of those things. Like, she was like, just so you know, like, this is our time limit. But she was like, it was so amazing, like, hearing from you. Like, I love that, like, you're actually talking now. She was like, so, like, I definitely want to book another session with you. Like, I really like your energy. Like, I really want to get to know you. I really want to talk to you. Like, I thought it was on Matchmakers. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gay, but yeah. She was like, how does next week work? I said, hell yeah, I'm free. Like, keep in mind, I'm in high school at this point. So the most we're going to is, like, Michael's Arts and Crafts and then, like, drinking a Four Loko on the weekend. So I'm like, a random Thursday at 4 p.m. Yeah, I'm free. And she's like, okay, I do want to ask, like, did you want your dad in that session too? Or, like, did you just want solo sessions from now on? And I said, solo. Flew right out my lips. I said, driving solo. And she said, perfect. Like, you can make that decision, whatever. I get back to the waiting room. I am smirking like shit. My dad's like, how was it? I was like, it was whatever. Like, I had to hide my smile because I don't want him to, like, think that, like, this is actually, like, something I like. Like, fuck him. I just like babbling to people at this point. I still like it, but, like, times 80. I love babbling to people. End up getting home. I go up to my room, and I'm texting my girls, and I was like, y'all, like, I'm just gonna be very honest. I just went to therapy. Why is it kind of fun? I'm texting them band for band. A lot of my friends, too, I'm finding out, like, go to therapy as well. So I'm like, wait, like, we all have issues. Yeah. I'm a firm believer that I feel like this is like therapy promo at this point, but like, I'm a firm believer, dead ass, like, everybody should go to therapy. Even if you don't think something's wrong, like, you will walk in that room and be like, okay, something's wrong. Anyways, so I wait. I'm actually excited for my next appointment. I go to my next appointment, same shit fucking happens. Every single appointment I'm going to her, like, she's unlocking new lore. And she, like, me and her genuinely, like, this sounds psychotic, but, like, I felt like I became, like, a close friend to her. Because, come on, she was, like, closer to my age. She was cool as fuck. And, like, I was telling her about my family shit. And a lot of my family would be like, you're the problem. Or, like, not you're the problem, but you get what I'm saying? Like, be like, you're the problem. You have an attitude. This is the... And I would, like, give her, like, my story of, like, what actually fucking happened. Like, what I would tell my friend. And, like, she would just validate it. She'd be like, you're not in the fucking wrong. Like, I would explain everything. And she'd be like, no, like, fuck that. Like, I'd react the same fucking way. And I'm like, perfect. There's a trained professional saying that she would be... Yeah. So I start seeing her for months on end. Like, 1 month, 2 months, 3, like, me and her are just getting, like, closer and closer to this point. I'm like, I love my therapy appointment every week. It's so much fucking fun. As I'm saying, it went from me, like, scream crying saying I'm not fucking going and my dad threatening to take my little pear phone away from me. And then I said, all right, when's the appointment? I get to the appointment. Then suddenly we're 4 months out. This is the closest person I have to me. Like, once again, it just felt so freeing because it's an unbiased person. Like, this seems like such a promo, but it's like an unbiased person that you're going to. Babbling about whatever the fuck. I'm name dropping, like, people from my high school and then name dropping people in my family. And it's like, I can tell them everything. I just felt good in a way because I feel like when you're, like, venting to one person, you, like, don't give them, like, every single thing. Like, you not, like, hide stuff, but you know what I'm saying? It just felt good. So I was having a ball. I was going there I never missed an appointment. Like, I was missing classes, but, like, if I miss classes for the day, baby, I'm going to that appointment. So I want to say it starts hitting, like, the 7th month, the 8th month, the 9th month, the 10th month. And I'm, like, getting so fucking pumped at this point. I'm like, like, I could do this all fucking year. It just felt so fucking relieving, so cool, so fun, so fresh. Loved it. Love you, therapy at this time. Anyways, this is when I start, I guess, telling more people. Like, it's not like I was hiding it at all. There was just, like, nothing really... Like, it's not something you really talk about. But, like, I just started, like, babbling, like, with my friends about it. And I was like, I love my therapist. I love my therapist. Like, I was already doing this. I remember I go to lunch one time. And, like, I'm at my lunch table. And I got 4 fighters there. One being one of my, like, closest friends at the time. I still love her now. We don't talk as much. But, like, this is, like, a family, like, childhood, like, best friend. Like, oh, I love her. I'm literally gonna call her model because this little shit's a model and she's living her best life right now. Very jealous of her. Besides the point, like, goes on yachts and shit now. Okay. So anyway, so model, like, she's sitting there. This is like my childhood friend. This is like her maiden name, what I'm gonna call her. So I'm sitting there and I'm like talking to model per usual because model is like my best fucking friend. Like, I've known her literally since I was like a peepaw, a pipsqueak, right? She was the one that helped me create my first Instagram account, like in her basement on New Year's. Anyway, so we're talking. I'm like talking about the therapist, and she was like, "Yeah, like my parents are trying to send me to therapy too. Like, I feel like I want to go to therapy. Like, who is this bitch? Because you talk so highly of her. Like, I'm going on my Finsta and shit too, like just hyping her up. Like, everyone's like, who is she? Like, what are her credentials? Like, I want to see her. This became a whole fucking lore. Like, people were just like, who is she? People would come up to me at school and be like, I saw your Finsta. Like, I want to go to therapy now. And I'm like, wait, like, am I starting a trend? Okay. So I remember I tell her, I was okay, like, her name, let's give her the name, Rebecca, love her. So I was like, yeah, like, it's like Miss Rebecca. She like works at this location. Go see Miss Rebecca. She's a baddie. I'm describing what she looks like. I'm like, she's so cute. Like, go book with Miss Rebecca. She was like, okay, I'm gonna look into her like literally at my next class. Anyways, a week later happens and model comes back up to me and model's like, so guess you just booked an appointment with Miss Rebecca. I'm like, like, everyone's going to Rebecca. And literally, like, my next appointment with Rebecca, I was like, yeah, like, I know there's like hippo, whatever the fuck you want to talk about, a zoo. But like there's requirements where you can't talk about other clients. But I was like, I know you can't talk about other clients, but like my friend's starting to see you and I'm like excited. She's like, yeah, like, cause of HIPAA, like, I can't, like, confirm or deny, like, even if you give their name, but, like, that's amazing, like, thank you for referring me, like, I really appreciate it. I'm like, yeah, and we get into our normal session, I'm just, like, babbling, talking shit, she's hyping me up. So anyways, model starts seeing Rebecca, like, as much as me, like, once a week, and she starts seeing her for, like, a long period of time, too, and, like, me and her would talk about it at lunch, and I'm like, how do you like Miss Rebecca? And she's like, I fucking love her, like, that's my girl. We're both, like, gossiping about her, like, not talking shit, but we're both, like, that's our savior. We love Miss Rebecca. We're telling other people in the community, like, go see Miss Rebecca. People are like, yeah, we're going to go see Miss Rebecca. Like, this is becoming a whole lore at this point. Until one day I get into school and I get the lunch. And it was after, like, a session with her. And I was like, I kind of have an idea. Like, I don't know. I didn't bring it up with Miss Rebecca, but, like, I sat down with model and I was like, wouldn't it be so funny that we're just talking at lunch? And I'm like, I kind of say it as a joke, like, mainly a joke, and I was like, what if, like, me and you, like, had, like, a collab session? Because, once again, like, her parents are paying the co-payment for her therapy, and my parents are paying the co-payment for my therapy, so I was like, what if we, like, convince Miss Rebecca to, like, have a therapy session together? Like, do you think she would let us? Like, and she was like, I'd be so fucking down, like, that'd be so funny, because, once again, sessions were an hour, so we're like, we could just have a 2-hour session, and, like, it could just be me, you, and Miss Rebecca just talking shit. Model looks at me, and Model was like, I'm so fucking down, like, next session, like, ask her, like, literally ask her, and, like, I'll tell her, like, next session, too, and I was like, okay, hell yeah. Anyways, I get to my next session, I'm like, hey, Miss Rebecca, I have an idea, and she's like, what the fuck now, I'm scared, and I was like, hear me out, what if me, you, and my friend, that I know goes to you, she confirmed it, model, we have a combined session, like, wouldn't that be fucking crazy? At first, Miss Rebecca was like, are you for real? Like, dead ass, and I was like, abso-fucking-lutely, and she looked and she was like, you know what, hell yeah. She was like, as long as model's completely okay with it, like, model needs to tell me herself that she wants to do that, like, on her next session. If she, like, brings it up to me and says that she wants to do it, like, we'll do it. And then she's like, we'll also have, like, a surprise for you. And I was like, a surprise? Miss Rebecca got a surprise for me? Oh, shit, what's going on? Why does she go behind her couch and she pulls out a fucking cake? It was my 1-year anniversary of going to her. That was my girl. And before people come in my comments, little warriors, saying you guys had an inappropriate relationship, like, no, we fucking did. Like, she was just the sweetest lady ever. Like, oh, I love her. Anyways, I scarfed down that cake, and it was my favorite flavor, too, like cookies and cream. She remembered from my rant sessions about cookies and cream. It was a cookies and fucking cream cake. Girl, come get a hug. Loved her so fucking bad. Scarfed down the cake. I go into school the next day, and I was like, so I just brought up Miss Rebecca. Like, it's your turn now. Like, if you don't want to do it, it's fine. No pressure, model. Model was like, no. Like, I know model, like, was the type of bitch that was down. Like, anyway, she ends up going to her appointment. I think it was, like, 2 days later. She comes back, and she was like, yeah, like, Miss Rebecca said, like, next session, like, next week, we're gonna do it on this day. It wasn't a day I normally did. I think it was during model session, like, when she was supposed to have it, but it was gonna be, like, lapsed into, like, 1. And I was like, you know what? How fucking yeah. Perfect. So I wait, and this is the next week after. Basically, me and model literally leave school together. We, like, I think go to Chick-fil-A, then we drive around, like, the open roads. We go to the library and just stare for a little bit, and then finally we pull up to the session together. We walk in, we're dressed cute and shit. We're like, oh, we brought fucking snacks. Like, this is how unserious. Like, dead ass brought fucking snacks. We were like, we're gonna be in here for a while. I had to charge VAPE at the time, low inhaler. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to have a fucking ball. We end up walking in there. We knock on the door. We said, hey, Miss Rebecca. Miss Rebecca said, hey, my favorite client. It literally was giving like eating lunch in like your favorite teacher's room. Like that's what it fucking felt like. It literally killed me. We end up sitting down, and I'm not kidding, for 2 hours straight, just chatting it the fuck up. Like it just felt like a hangout, like a paid hangout, I guess. Like we both already had our co-payments paid for from our parents, and we said it was, I don't know, we felt like we had the power back because we're like, both of our parents wanted us to go to therapy. Like, we got the power, bitch. Like, we got the power. We're sitting there, we're having a powwow. I remember I had a huge bag of baked sour cream and onion chips. Model to the side had Funyuns. We're slamming shit back. I think the therapist also brought, like, a bunch of, like, sodas for us. Like, I didn't even drink soda. And I'm just staring at it. I'm like, I'm just having fun. Like, where's the vodka? No vodka was involved. But we sat there for 2 hours. Literally, like, we're talking up until the end of our 2-hour session. Just talking shit about people. It's kind of a thing because, like, Model, like, told, like, Rebecca obviously a lot from her like life, and I told Miss Rebecca about a lot from my life, and we're like kind of like collabing all of it together because I knew a lot about Model's life and Model knew a lot about mine already. And honestly, it was just like healing. Like I loved it. Like it was for the girls. Anyways, best session of our fucking life. I get home and you would have thought I just won the lottery. Like I just felt so refreshed. Like I was just like, like my circle's so tight. Like I love it here. I remember I walked into the house. I'm just giddy as shit. Like I'm giggling. I'm at dinner. I'm laughing and shit. I mean, I was like, why the fuck are you so happy? Once again, I'm not like I'm a depressed child, but like, why are you smiling so much, right? And I started laughing like shit, and I was like, yeah, you want to hear something funny as fuck? Like, me and Model, because he knew Model, because once again, he's best friends with Model's parent. But I was like, yeah, like, Model started actually seeing Miss Rebecca, too, so we just had, like, a collab session. Like, we literally just, I'm giggling and my dad was not smiling at all. My dad said, huh? And I was like, yeah, like, we just had a collab session there. Like, it was a 2-hour interval. We both agreed to it. And, like, we just had a session together. They said my dad was not laughing like me. I thought this whole thing was a comedy spot. I'm like, oh my God, like, it was a movie called No Longer. That's what it was called. So my dad looked and he was like, that's not funny at all. Like, you know I pay, like, $50 co-payment for you to go there every single time. Now, once again, I stare at him and I was like, okay, no shade, but you're the one that's forcing me to go here. Once again, in the beginning it was forced and then I actually enjoyed it, but like, you're the whole one that, you get what I'm saying? Once again, love my dad, but it was like, you were the one that literally threatened to take my phone, like, and stop paying for it if I didn't go to therapy, and then I started going to therapy, and then now you're like, staring at me weird. My dad just did not like it. He wasn't like angry, but he was just like, okay, like I'm paying money for this and like you're treating it like a game. And it was a game like me. My favorite game of Monopoly. I feel like I was playing Pokemon Go. Collect all the therapists. I loved it. But safe to say, the next meeting I had with her, I remember it was like during COVID. Like COVID just fucking striked. So like it was like from in person very quickly to online. So it was like our first online session. And we meet and basically we're like talking whatever. It gets to the end of the session and I'm like, oh, like I just wish I could see you in person. Like you're my favorite Miss Right. And she's like, yeah, like I do need to tell you though, like I didn't want to get you involved because I know you're not the one like paying for it, like you're not like the finance. But basically what she told me, she was like, yeah, like your dad like took his card off of it, like he's not paying for it anymore. So like this session, like he's not paying for it, and like I'm gonna give you this. This is a free session. Like I love talking to you. But she was like, in order for us to like keep seeing each other, like we would need another like card on the file. I was like, huh? So I reached out to my dad. My dad said, yeah, you think it's a game? I'm not gonna pay $50 for this anymore. Like you have a job, like go start paying for it. Essentially, I felt banned from seeing Miss Rebecca. He took that card off. He said, I'm not paying for it anymore. Safe to say that was the last time I saw Miss Rebecca.
Okay, so imagine your boyfriend invites you to a Friendsgiving with all of his friends and their girlfriends, and you quickly find out that you're the ugly girlfriend of the group. Story time. So this story is about a girl who says that she's been dating her boyfriend for 6 months. She knows a couple of his friends, but not all of them, and she doesn't know any of their girlfriends. So Thanksgiving came around and they decided to do a Friendsgiving, and he invited her. So she was super excited. She was just excited to finally meet all of the friends, and she didn't feel anything weird. She asks her boyfriend a little bit about his friends' girlfriends just so you could kind of be prepared. And he tells you, oh, they've been together for a while. Like, we all know each other from high school. Like, I'm really close to all of their girlfriends. Like, it's just a really strong group of friends. So it makes you a little bit more nervous because he also tells you that he's presented other girlfriends. You guys are in your 20s, so he tells you like, oh yeah, they've met a couple of my other girlfriends, blah, blah, blah. So then, as soon as you get there, you instantly notice that there's the group of girlfriends and they all look a certain way and they're all super beautiful, okay? They all are dressed up super nice, heels, you know, skirts, dresses, eyelashes, hair done. Like, they're just beautiful. And you already knew a couple of the guys, but you get to know the rest of them. And, you know, they're all very handsome as well. And your boyfriend's good looking too. So, you know, now you feel weird because you do not look like these girls. You feel instantly that you're ugly. Like, you feel it. No one's telling you this. You feel this. It's very obvious to you that you don't look like these girls. You're not fixed up like these girls. These girls are skinny, nice body. You're, you know, on the chubbier side. You don't feel like you have a nice body. You don't wear makeup. You're very simple. And you just feel awkward. Your confidence basically goes away. Like, you feel the ugliest you've ever felt. And it makes you start acting different, like not like yourself. Your boyfriend notices it and he's kind of checking up on you. You don't want to be left alone with the girls because, again, you just feel like you don't belong. And you guys leave, you know, after spending some time there. And on your way back home, your boyfriend asks you, like, what's wrong with you? And you tell him, like, I felt ugly. Like, I feel like I'm the ugliest girlfriend from the group. And I just feel like me and you don't match your friend group. And your boyfriend, instead of telling you, like, oh, you're beautiful, like, what are you talking about? He tells you, I don't care about looks. I've already done that. I've already been there and it doesn't work out for me. What I care about is the inside. And you shouldn't worry about what other people look like as long as I love you. So this does not make you feel any better because now you're like, what the fuck? You just confirmed to me that you think I'm ugly too, right? Basically. And now you just feel like this is not going to work out. Like, it's not going to work out. Not just because, you know, you feel ugly, but because of how close everybody is. Like, you notice how close the girls are with your boyfriend and you don't like it. You notice how much they hang out. One of the girls made a comment about, like, oh, we haven't met a new girlfriend in a while. The last one was kind of weird. Just knowing that he's brought a lot of different girls that probably don't look like you made you feel a certain way. And you just feel like everybody's looking at you like you're ugly. You haven't met his family. That was the next step. And now you don't want to, like, you just don't want to do it. You want to just say, fuck it. I just don't feel comfortable. So she's asking us if this is a valid reason to end a relationship. So when I read this story, it actually made me so sad because I could only imagine feeling like that, but I could also see how that happens. Okay. It happens a lot when there's any friend group, even when you're barely in a relationship, with you're married, and you meet new people or you continue to stay with your friend group, there's always going to be someone that feels like this. There's always going to be someone that feels like they don't look the same, or someone looks better, or a little competition, or, you know, there's always going to be that feeling. And I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Everybody feels this way. Everybody's always comparing either your relationship or your partner to someone else's. That's why I'm not a big fan of, like, big friend groups, because I just don't like that vibe. And I feel like as soon as I feel anything like that, I'm out. So do I think it's a valid reason for you to leave the friend group, like to leave him? No. Girl, if he's with you, he's with you. It doesn't matter what everybody else looks like. It doesn't matter what the fuck's going on. You need to figure out how to fix you, because this is not a him problem. This is not a friend group problem. This is a you problem. Okay. 2, the way he responded, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little mean, but not really, because if he's being honest, like, I don't know what do you want from him. But now it's just like, I think I would get a little upset. Like, what do you mean? Like, I tried the rest and it didn't work out. Like, am I a fucking experiment or what? You know? But what do you guys think? Do you guys feel like you're the ugly friend in the group? Have you ever experienced this and had to leave a group because of it? Did you experience this with your boyfriend or husband, where you felt that he felt other people were more attractive than you and didn't make you feel beautiful around his friends and their girlfriends? Like, let's be honest, guys, because again, I know this shit happens, and it also happens in families. Okay, it happens in families too.